Hi, I'm Patrick.
And I'm Liv.
And this is the Mach-E vlog. But today we have this red car, the Fiat 500e. We're going to take a look at it.
So let's go. Woo! First things first, I find it easier to just toss things in the back. You can, of course, open the trunk or tilt the seats forward, but I've just been tossing things backwards.
It's a pain to get back there otherwise, but that's just any two-seater. So actually, I'm going to stand outside the car because if I get in, there's just not enough room.
Yeah, there really isn't, but this is a great opportunity to look at these seats. They are black cloth seats. They are not fancy, but they are fancy. This embroidered Fiat logo looks really, really cool. And
the
it's
red
kind
up
of
here.
The red there for the product red. And like this actually feels really premium and cool. And then the red trim obviously goes with the whole vibe. And the seats themselves are really well bolstered on the base and on the sides, considering the speed of this car. What was it, 8 seconds, 0 to 60?
8.5.
8.5. So it's actually kind of geared up pretty well. My giant water bottle can fit perfectly in this big center console, which is a big plus for me. But are there pop-out cup holders? I just realized.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
We have a single pop-out cup holder.
Can I get there? Yeah.
Can you see it? And it's got a nice sort of tight, squishy hold, so you could put a lot of things in there, I'm sure. But yeah, you're not rolling in the cup holders right here, but it's nice to have multiple spaces. And now when we start the car,
It may not let you start it.
Yeah, without the brake.
Yeah, there we go.
It's got some of the cutest sounds. That was pretty chill. We didn't get the startup music.
It's interesting to me because I really like this red. It looks like metal, but it's actually like plastic, painted plastic or whatever. I don't know if it's painted, but it's just red plastic. It has a nice look that reflects the outside of the car, so it's really nice. The display, I think it's only like an 8.8-inch screen, but it's very narrow. The center, or not the center, but the driver's console here is adequate size, has enough information for me. But overall, it just feels like everything is like very plasticky feeling. Even this, just everything seems very plasticky. There is a little bit of cloth here on the armrest, and then of course the center armrest as well.
Which I can't.
You can't really get that because the car is too small. But overall, it feels just like not premium materials, which is understandable. This is supposed to be low cost urban car, but for the price around $34,000. Seems like they could be a little bit more premium. Your gear selectors are here. Reminds me of like the old like cassette things, but it's the typical park, reverse, neutral, and drive. And they're just push buttons. I'll just go in real quick, hit drive, we'll hit park. Actually, let's hit reverse. You can see it does not have a 360 camera, but it does have a reverse camera. I'm going to hit park again.
And then the parking brake itself is right down here.
Yeah.
Along with your volume knob, which is really interesting. And then your mode selector.
Yeah, it was sort of interesting. Like last night, it was like, coming home from the concert, it was like I sort of got quickly used to like being able to adjust the volume, and you don't really use the E modes much, or I don't. And the E modes, there is normal, range, and Sherpa. Normal is just your normal driving. Range is where you get one pedal driving, so that the whole idea is that hopefully you could extend your range a little bit. Who knows if it would actually make much difference, and we don't have time to do a range test. And then Sherpa will definitely help your range. That's almost like desperate mode, because it turns off your HVAC system, any cooling, any fans, everything like that, it turns off. And it also limits you to 50 miles an hour. So to me, it's almost like desperate mode.
Yeah, that's emergency mode.
Because it's like I always have at least a fan going, and I usually want to do above 50 miles an hour. But I was playing around with it. I like it in normal mode without the one pedal. I normally want one pedal when we have our Mach-E and other EVs. I always have one pedal on. But this, it felt like it was okay to just sort of drive around because of the zippiness of the car. Not super powerful, but for such a lightweight car, it weighs just under 3,000 pounds. So it, with the instant torque, it feels like it's quicker than it actually is, I think. And it feels very nimble. So one of the things about like maneuvering the Mach-E, like if I were going around like in a parking lot, is like I gotta like make sure, like I gotta take things slower because the vehicle is so big. But with this, it just is quick and easy. And we'll show you that in a few
we're
minutes.
gonna demonstrate. But can I hand you the camera?
Yeah.
A feature that I really, really enjoy is how to open the door. Love ergonomic features that make your life easier, and opening the door really is as easy as the press of a button. So that engaged the door opening, and then I was able to just push open. There is a manual door open if for any reason the electrical system goes out or something like that. So you could give it a pull, but it really is super simplistic. You have the door button open, you have the window, you have your manual, and then you have quite a nice bit of space for beverages. And also you have a tiny little Easter egg, which we're going to show you probably in B-roll because it's all the way in there, but it says,
I got it.
Made,
yeah.
We both really liked it. Made in Torino with a little Fiat 500e, just really cute. And additionally, on the wireless charging pad, the Made in Torino, actually that's just the Torino skyline.
The skyline, yeah.
So hopefully we're showing you the B-roll now, but like a little portion of that skyline that you saw in the rear tail lights. Same thing right there.
By the way, we do not have a glass roof, no sunroof, but apparently like in the Beauty and the Music one, I believe they're going to have the sunroof or at least. But
by the way, we keep saying Beauty and Music. Those are separate trims of the Fiat 500e. The Beauty comes in rose gold. I believe it's only in rose gold, and that has certain features on the interior which accentuate beauty and the Italian design and things like that. So I believe that the interior of that is far more premium. And then of course we have the Music trim, which I think comes in glossy black, and potentially only glossy black. But that one, of course, accentuates music and has a far better sound system and stuff like that.
And the red comes in red, obviously, but you can get it in white and black, but then it has like the red accents like
yeah.
the mirrors and some other things. So should we get on the road
Let's
now?
get on the road.
Okay.
We are super excited to tell you about how you can win an epic EV and fight climate change at the same time. Our friends at the Chesapeake Climate Action Network Action Fund are at it again with their annual EV raffle. They are an environmental nonprofit. All of the proceeds go directly to support their climate campaigns, and we have 3 reasons why you should buy a raffle ticket right now.
Number 1, your odds have never been better. For the first time, they are giving you 2 chances to win 2 different prizes, a brand new electric vehicle, and there's only 7,000 max tickets that are going to be sold. So each ticket gives you 2 chances to win either the first or second place prize.
Number 2, the prizes are super sweet. So the first place winner gets to choose between an R1S or an R1T, a Tesla Model X Plaid, or a Cybertruck, and the second place winner gets a Hyundai Ioniq 5, which I don't know is kind of awesome too.
And number 3, the CCAN Action Fund is doing great work nationwide fighting the climate crisis. So not only are you getting great odds and potentially winning a great EV, you're doing great work to help fight climate change.
Last year's winner was Julian from Massachusetts, and we cannot wait to see which two of you win this year's prizes.
To enter, you just go to www.evraffle.org. Tickets are $200, but just remember there's only 7,000 tickets that are going to be sold, so your odds have never been better.
Ooh, check the description for more details, and may the odds be ever in your favor.
Okay, before we get going, Liv is on the outside, I'm on the inside. We're gonna just show you like the turning radius of this thing. So let's see, I gotta put it in drive, parking brake is off. And I'm gonna turn over here. I'm gonna do this really slowly, just so you guys can see. But okay, like say I needed to do a complete U-turn, I'm gonna go ahead and just lock the steering wheel. I wouldn't normally do this like that, but look at that. It feels like I'm turning on a dime. Oh, gotta be careful. There we go. How was that?
That looks so cool.
I'll do one more? Okay, we'll do one more and then we'll get on the road. That is so tiny. It just feels like I'm turning around and pirouetting or something, I don't know. Okay, let's go for a drive.
Yeah.
How did that look?
It looked trippy because the car is so small, so it actually looks like, yeah, that should be what the turning radius is, but it's 15.75 feet. That's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, buckling in.
All right. So that's the first thing about this is that it feels very nimble. And that just goes into, you know, like the handling and everything. It just feels like very light steering. It's lightweight, short wheelbase, just tiny car. So it just feels like it's very easy to maneuver. I forgot, I just hit 20 miles an hour. So I don't know if we're ever going to be able to capture this. We're going to try to capture it, and if so, we'll insert it in. It is basically plays like pedestrian warning, but once you hit 20 miles an hour, once per trip, it plays like this, like Italian song for like about 5 seconds. So
it's really cute. I think, and I feel like you can hear it more on the driver's side for some reason.
Maybe that's my good ears over here.
Oh, mine too, actually. So maybe that's that's what that is.
But it's fun to just whip around in this thing. There is quite a bit of road noise. It isn't like a very quiet cabin compared to some higher end things, which you sort of would expect, but it's not like a major big deal. And keeping it at low speeds, it's very manageable. Like I don't think it's that much of an issue. And now we're on some better pavement, and you can see that like the sound just is fairly nice. And then this is where it's sort of like, this is the fun part. So they do make a gas version of the 500. I don't know what the 0 to 60 times for that are, but like this is where this thing.
Is that pedal to the metal?
Yeah, that's pedal to the metal. It doesn't throw you in the back of your seat like our Mach-E GT does, but it's good enough, you know. And it was that we were doing that all day yesterday, just like playing around. Maneuvering ourselves in traffic, and I think that's where this thing is like such a winner, is like it's just a fun car to drive if you like small little peppy cars. It isn't, you know, going to be record breaking by any means, but it really is just, it's just fun, and you know, it looks so cool. So I think as we were driving around, we got a few looks, and it's so bright too.
It is super bright. So we think about the fun of this, and we think about how nimble and easy it is to drive, which it really is. But for the person who this might be like well suited for, you might need something small. You might live in a city where it's hard to find parking. You might have limited parking at your residence, or you might just prefer something small. You're just gonna go on the roundabout.
We're just gonna go on the roundabout and just okay, we'll finally exit.
that felt pretty great. So if that's you, then this is kind of the perfect car. And now that it finally has over 100 miles of range, so the 2019 model, I think, had like 88 miles of range, and this has around about 160.
In the city.
In the city. Obviously, if you're gunning it on the highway, you will lose some range, but this could be the capable car that someone has been waiting for if you've been waiting for something small. Price-wise, there's a lot of other stuff that offers you more range, offers you more space, offers you more power. But I think that this car is for someone who's looking for small, right?
Yeah, it's definitely, if you're looking for small, if you're looking for just an urban car, you're not going to be going on road trips. This is a fun option. I think on price alone, it may not be a consideration just because there's so many other good options. And if you add in lease deals with like the Hyundai Kona Model 3, things like that, it's hard to beat the leasing deals that are out there. See, they're trying to beat us on the zip up. I haven't seen any lease deals on the 500e yet.
It's kind of too new, isn't it?
Yeah, but I have a feeling those will be coming. I think I saw an advertisement for one that said you get a $7,500 leasing credit.
What are they doing?
Yeah, why are they? Anyways.
Do we look too small?
But when I went to the website, the actual Fiat website, I didn't see it there. But I know they'll probably be doing leasing deals, and that's probably where this will make the most sense. I bet there will be a lot of good leasing deals out there for it as they actually get to dealers, because these are still fairly new. I know the media drives were about a month ago, so we're getting into this fairly soon. We were sort of talking about it. It reminds me of like Converse Chuck Taylors. I want to turn my blinker off just because it's noisy. The Converse
nice sound.
Chuck Taylors, they're not the best basketball shoe by any means. Like nobody would buy those to really use like in a basketball game, but it has like that retro fun vibe, and people pay fairly good amount of money. I think they're like $90 now on the Converse website, which is like way overpriced for what it is. But if you want a true original Chuck Taylor shoe, that's what you will go and buy. And I think it's sort of the same thing with this, is like, if you're looking for better charging, more range, more room, this fails on a lot of those categories. But if you want something that's just very unique, very bright, quirky, fun, very small, urban type vehicle, this is great,
Sorry, my water bottle's wobbling around. Let me put it in the grippy cup holder in the bottom. I don't think we need to justify this car. You're not, like we said, getting the most range, you're not getting the most storage, and you're not getting the fastest charging. But if you want a smaller vehicle, this is so much fun. And it is, in a similar way to when I drove the Bolt, it's just comfortable and easy. It's not performance oriented. It's not challenging to drive, especially for me with dexterity issues driving cross-legged. It's just simple, easy to hop in and go, and you don't have to think about it. It's just very comfortable. So I really like this. I really like this car, and I wish I didn't think about the price of it, because I would want this.
Yeah, I absolutely, like we were saying, it's 34. Like if it were 25, that would be like a no-brainer. So like maybe with the leasing deals or any type of incentives that they may have, this could be like just a really great car for a lot of people. Like I would love to have this. And again, it's like we have our EV road tripper in the Mach-E, so we're happy with that. It's perfect for, like I mentioned last night, we went to Pacific Beach, Mission Bay, and went to a concert down there. It's like 40, 50 miles each way. And it was sort of cool. It was like we knew parking was going to be limited. And the smaller the car, the easier it is to park. So it was fun to take this down there, and it sort of, in my opinion, it matched that quirky beach vibe that Pacific Beach has as well. So,
and that is part of the ease of this vehicle. Is I don't think you ever have to think, will I be able to fit in parking? If we had a Lightning, I don't know how we would have been able to find parking yesterday. I just think you would never have that worry with this vehicle, it's really cool. It's just kind of fits the, it's just easy and comfortable, and I think it would make life easy having something this small.
The Red doesn't have a lot of tech features. It does have CarPlay and Android Auto wirelessly, which I think is really cool. But as far as ADAS, that's where I think this is lacking. It has the lane keep assist, which is okay. And of course, cruise control stuff, but it isn't like, it doesn't have things that I believe the music version and the beauty version are going to have, the actual lane centering and intelligent cruise control. Those are things that I would probably want, even if it was an urban car, because we have so many freeways around here. But if you're truly just doing a lot of urban streets, that may not be an issue at all. Now we're going at more highway speeds, or almost highway speeds. We're doing like 52 miles an hour. Decent road noise is not bad still. Again, it's noisier than maybe like the Mach-E, definitely noisier than like the Lexus that we had. But the other thing is like, even though we're still going, like 50 miles an hour, like if I step on it, it has some get up and go, not as much as other cars, but it still has that ability to, like, if I needed to get in front of somebody or fit into a spot, it's more than adequate for that. And we haven't driven the gas version of this, but I imagine it's way better than that. So pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of interesting. So what was it, like 176 pound-foot of torque or something?
162.
162
torque.
So that's the torque you need to get up and go and overtake all the ICE vehicles out here, apparently, because it seems to be fine.
Yeah. It's like the Mach-E's getting up, 600 pound-feet of torque, but it's also 1,500 to 2,000 pounds heavier, depending on version and stuff, I believe. So that's what you could do with a lightweight vehicle.
Shall we switch?
Yeah, we could go switch.
Yeah.
Your turn.
My turn. All right, we just switched, and man, I would totally spring for memory seats. Having to manually switch the seats is a lot. Thank you. Especially considering Patrick and I have very different seating styles. So this has like the hand pump to go up, and I'm quite a lot higher than you. That's what I like. And
yeah.
Way further back. So it's a lot. I really love being able to just press a button and that's your seating mode.
Yeah, and that's one of those little details you don't think about until you have to swap a few times.
Yeah.
And then it's like, man, this is rough. But
this would just be my car, and it would be set to my seating always.
Exactly.
And you'd have to drive it like that. So Patrick is directing. We're going to go to a rougher road, right?
Well, it's just a little bit of a more country road. Not much of it,
road.
but it has a lot of like bumps and potholes, and we take all the cars on it.
Yeah.
It's a good comparison. Like this, like I can already tell, like you hear a lot more of the bumps and feel them quite a bit more. So I don't think it's going to be the greatest there.
Yeah, it's definitely noticeable. Yeah, you can hear the road noise, but it's not terrible. We put the sound system on, and you can tell that the sound system is average, so I'd be really interested to hear music. So combined with the OK sound system, I don't even know what the sound system is. Do you?
It's just a pretty much average system. Average. It isn't like a branded thing like B&O or anything like that. I think it's like a six speaker system. It's not super powerful. It was adequate last night listening to the music.
Good music.
So it was fine. Yeah. I think the biggest difference that I was noticing was like between having like a little bit of music plus road noise, like everything was getting pretty noisy.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, like I'd be interested to see like what the cabin sounds like in the music trim.
Oh, the music version.
Yeah, because like if combined with a nicer sound system and like if somehow the cabin's a little more closed or blocking out.
Or sound deadening.
Yeah,
I don't think
sound
so,
deadening.
And part of it is just, like the tire wheel setup and everything.
Indeed.
But correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it just seems like you feel more comfortable in this car than some of the other cars that Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and so obviously I'm talking from my own side. By the way, the brake is a little touchy. Do you feel that? It's a little touchy.
I'm used to the Mach-E, which
the
is
Mach-E
really,
is extremely
really
touchy. Yeah. But if we're comparing to like the Bolt, I think the Bolt was a little less touchy. Patrick, do you see the Jeep behind us?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I wish we could show you guys. They have like 30 rubber duckies on the back and a skeleton. So the Jeep, obviously, they have the rubber ducky, right? They give each other rubber duckies. The Mach-E, we have Fancy Pony. Patrick's going to try get it. Are you trying?
I'm going to try.
Okay. So what would you do for the Fiat? What would the Fiat thing be? Like, it has to be something really cute, like a teddy bear or something. That is a cool looking Jeep. Maybe we'll get to another stoplight, but I feel like this kind of car could create the kind of cult following like that Jeep.
And
right?
That's what I was sort of saying, and you're going to turn left at the next light.
Thank you. Ooh, that's loud.
It's like Chuck Taylor's, man. They have their own almost like cult following, and they have like all the different versions, and they come out with special editions and things like that.
Yeah.
With cultural references. So this is what this reminds me of. So you may not be paying for range and charging speed. Oh, I went by. I got it.
Oh, and they have a mobility scooter on the back.
Yeah.
What a cool Jeep, man.
But
That's really cool.
Yeah, if you want something like quirky and fun, it's not like every other car at the intersection. This is pretty cool.
This is cool. And what you were alluding to before, that it seems to be easier for me to drive, it really is. Like this and the Bolt were the type of vehicles that I could hop into, and I'm just like, I can drive this and it's not super challenging. Now, I wish that you could adjust the seat. Like tilt the angle of the seat, and I'd like to like drop the angle down at the front, because the way that it's oriented, I don't know if you can get any B-roll, Patrick, but it's like pushing my prosthesis into my foot a little bit. So this is quirky, this is me, this is my leg setup and my uniqueness, but it's like kind of making it just something that I have to be a teensy bit conscious of. And I feel like if I could just drop the seat down a touch, then it would be a little better. But maybe that's something you can do on the other trims.
If it has power seats, more than likely they're more adjustable. But this is the fun road. You get to have fun with it.
This is the fun road. Well, I take it quite slowly. Patrick likes ripping it on this road.
It's fine. We really don't go that fast here because there's too many driveways and whatnot.
Farms and things. But so yeah, we're on a rough road now. Rough as in like not well textured. So this is the road noise.
And you can feel the suspension as it's adjusting to like these little bumps and things like that, how unsettled it feels. And it's not bad. No,
not at all.
It's bouncing us around a bit, but
yeah.
I think that's just because we're in a light car compared to 4,500 plus pounds of other cars.
Yeah, so that's actually something I was thinking. You can tell how light this car is. Like, you would probably take that way tighter than me, but I don't, like, you can feel that it's lighter, and I almost feel like we're just gonna flop over. I know that's not the case, but like, I don't know about you, I'm sort of used to the weight of the Mach-E being so bottom heavy.
Well, and the fact that the turning radius is so small means like you could like really crank it quickly, and all of a sudden you could
Flop over.
it feels yeah, it has
Feels
that
like
feel.
you could. Yeah. Actually, I think we definitely have to have you take a lap on this road too, because I think you'll have fun. I know you'll have fun.
Yeah, it's not really a road for fun, but it's just we like it, like I said, because it's like it has a few curves, it has a lot of like just rough pavement. Because like a lot of times, you know, we're testing out these cars and they sound great when you're on this nice, beautiful pavement, but like every car does. And then this one, like we're getting a lot of the echoey noise.
Yeah, like I
the
feel like
tires.
you're being drowned out by the road noise right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Is that a solar farm? Oh no, it's just
No.
actual farm.
Yeah, a real farm.
Plants and stuff.
But
Yeah.
it seems like it's handling well too, like the curves.
Oh yeah, very much so. I really like this. I really enjoy this car, and you're right. It's like it's comfortable, and I suddenly was able to hop into this and drive this more easily than some other vehicles. You're gonna use the wireless charging pad.
Yeah, well, just someplace to keep my phone. It's actually a convenient place.
It is.
It has, see, USB-A up there. There's also USB-A and USB-C down here. So you do have
And a 12 volt.
power points and the 12 volt. So there is power available, but the wireless charging pad, of course, is always nice to have. And it's sort of rare for cars now to actually have decent working wireless charging and Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Not rare, but one's ones that work well. And this one seemed to work well last night.
I do feel like wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are a big plus for me, like almost a requirement in a way.
For a lot of people it is. I love having both of those available. This screen being so narrow is, short.
Yeah.
I like the vertical orientation because like when I'm looking at a map, it makes me feel like I can see further down the road.
I know what you mean. Oh, and I was just thinking there is no heads-up display because that would be pretty cool. I think it's interesting that the instrument cluster can only really be seen by the driver. Like, you can't really see it, can you, Patrick?
No.
Not. And a lot of other vehicles, the passengers can see the instrument cluster. Does it show up navigation on there? On the instrument cluster?
No, it did not. I don't think. But I was using Google Maps, so maybe that was the issue. We haven't played around with it too much, but yeah.
And I think actually the screen is 10.2 inches wide or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think you said 8. 8 looks too small.
8.8. I don't know.
Yeah. I probably agree with you that like a taller vertical screen is nicer so you can see the map.
And if you want to pull over somewhere like in this next thing right there, but okay.
Okay.
I can take a turn.
All right, let's switcheroo. All right, now it's Patrick's turn. We had to pull over and he had to adjust the seats.
Yeah, and I was debating because I like one pedal mode, and I've been driving it normal without one pedal, so I went ahead and put it in range. So now I have the one pedal mode on because I think it might be a little bit sportier for doing roads like this. But I'm just sort of, want to see how. I haven't really driven it on like the little curvy, twisty roads. It was fun yesterday in the like city environment because it was just able to move wherever I wanted it. I don't think this is by any means like what you would pick if you were trying to do a lot of fun canyon roads or anything like that. But when you do have the opportunity, it's worth a shot to give it a try and see what you like. And it also gives you a lot of insight on the car. One of the things I tend to do with a car like this is because it's so small, like I can move and I'm sort of swerving all over the place, but like you can miss some of the potholes because it's so small.
Now, interestingly though, I thought it was gonna feel smaller. It feels small as in nimble, responsive, goes where you tell it to, and you don't feel like you're taking up that much space on the road. But at the same time, I don't feel that vulnerable. Like, I thought that I might feel vulnerable, like this was too small.
Good
and
point.
I don't think it feels like that, does it?
No, I like on the freeway yesterday. There was a couple of times with the big cars were next to us, and I was like, it feels pretty small, but that's pretty much any car would have felt that way. This road doesn't feel that curvy now. Maybe because the car is so
Because
like
it's nimble.
and like.
Yeah.
And now we've caught up to somebody already.
I do like that we've taken this road in every car that we've tested, I think, in this area, at least. Patrick's going to wait.
I'm just slowing down just to give us a gap. I don't like riding somebody's bumper. And now we'll just sort of gun it. And we get this little curve here. And I'll avoid some potholes. And this is what's fun, is like I can just play around with it and maneuver even within the lane, because I think it's about 10 inches narrower than the Mach-E as well, which is sort of phenomenal that it's that much of a difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, this really wasn't. It didn't feel much at all. What's interesting to me is, like, on a road like this, it hides its speed well, but on the freeway it felt like the opposite. Like, the speed felt very, very obvious. And what I mean by that is, like, here, like, I don't feel like I'm going the speed limit. It feels like I'm crawling along. Tongue twister. But when we got on the freeway yesterday, I was like, oh my God, it felt like I was at top speed and I was doing 65 miles an hour, which was the speed limit. We were testing out another car. It was a gas car, so we won't mention it. But we were, going up to Orange County and accidentally hit like 80 miles an hour. And I looked down and I'm like, oh crap! Like didn't mean to go that fast.
Because it holds its speed so well.
Yeah, it was just very quiet, very comfortable, not making any noise. So it didn't feel like I was going that fast. But in this car, on the freeway, like 65 feels like you're just flying.
75 at least. It feels like 75.
Yeah, it feels like 75.
So how does it feel on this road? I think it feels really nice. Like, it also doesn't feel too small right now. Like, I don't feel like we're any different to the other cars, and no other car is this size that we've passed, but I don't feel like we're that small.
The smallness, like I said, I think what is really nice is it means that as I'm going through on a road like this, as you hit some of the curves and the like pothole and the uneven pavements can make the car feel unsettled. Because this is small, like it's very easy for me to like move over in the lane and like adjust. Now accelerating up to that speed we were talking about, and it feels like I'm flying and I'm just doing 55, 57. Whatever.
It feels really capable. It really does feel capable. Now, by the way, it seems like it's bouncy and peppy, which it is, but don't be confused into thinking that it has great ground clearance. It is actually kind of low to the ground, isn't it?
It is. And just the way it's oriented in the front, like I was worried I was going to, or Liv was going to scrape coming out of the parking lot the other night. Yeah, it is relatively low. Got to watch out that you don't hit curbs, like the curb stops when you're parking. But the good thing is the car is so short, you never really have to worry about that.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, we were like the furthest back that you could be in a parking spot, and there was like, you could have had a motorbike in front of you. Yeah. Oh, which interestingly, so let's say you have one parking spot in your residence, and you also have a bike, a bicycle, a motorbike, whatever, or 2 Fiat 500Es, you could literally share a parking space for sure. So I could definitely see that being a bonus. Thinking about this because we were visiting my sister who's moved into kind of a more bustling, busy area where parking is at a premium, and she has a bike, so like an e-bike. So I could see you just like
Sharing
taking
your
out,
spot.
yeah, sharing your spot. Though you'd never leave your e-bike outside like that. But let's say you had a motorbike. Yeah, I could see you definitely making the most of a single parking that's given to you. If you do that, I'd be really interested to hear. Like, if you have the perfect use case for this size of a vehicle, let us know.
Well, I think I am good with the driving impressions. We're doing like highway driving now, so I think we could go wrap it up back where we started.
Let's go.
Well, bottom line, it's a fun car. It's really small. It's really quirky. Would we buy one?
I would. Because, like, we don't have to justify price just about range, just about charging speed, just about size and hauling capacity, right? So this car really suits me.
Yeah.
I could definitely see buying this. And it's hard because in my mind, I want to say it should be $8,000 cheaper, $10,000 cheaper. But that's if I'm justifying it based on range, based on size, and based on charging speed. So that was electric. If I don't think about that, this car fulfills everything that I need and everything that I would be looking for. If this fulfills what you're looking for, this is great. This is absolutely excellent.
I think the practical side of me, and you said this like while we were driving off camera, but like the Bolt. The Bolt is basically about the same price, has some better features, better range. So it'd be hard not to just go for a Bolt, but the like fun side is sort of like if I'm going to spin on some fancy shoes like I was talking about, this would match it very well.
Right. And I would definitely pick the Bolt over this personally because we have space. If you don't have the space, this may be your winner over the Bolt.
Yeah.
If aesthetically you like this more, this would be the winner over the Bolt. I don't even know if we can say they're in the same category because this is so uniquely petite.
It is, yeah.
It's like Bolt, its own category.
Even though it's smaller than the Mach-E, it's actually relatively spacious. So,
I'm good.
So anyways, that's pretty much all of our thoughts. I mean, that was just a really fun time. To be honest, this has been one of we get these cars to take a look at for a few days, and this one, like, I think we were so excited to just get it and play around with it.
Insanely excited that I literally went and dug this out. It was like I need to twirl it around out of happiness because I was so excited to get this car. And by the way, how long have we had it?
Since Thursday. It's now Sunday.
So 4 not days. That long. We have a little bit of time more, and I'm really thrilled. One of the cars that we were sad to say goodbye to when it left was the Bolt, and I will be equally as sad to say goodbye to this. Yeah. It's lovely to have, it's lovely to drive, it's comfortable, it's easy peasy. Parking is easy, you'd never have to think about it. It doesn't take up any room in the driveway. It's just, well, I would love it.
You convinced me. It's like we should end the video so we can go drive.
Okay, let's do that. On that note, thank you so much for joining us for this video in which we drove and reviewed and shared all about the Fiat 500e, the 2024 Fiat 500e. Let us know what you think about this. Is this your dream car? Does it have a theme song? Do you know what the theme song is? What should its name be? Should the Mach-E have a theme song?
Put an Italian flag emoji in the comments because it's Italian.
If you are enthusiastic about it, put the Italian flag in the comments. I agree. Huge thank you to our patrons whose names are scrolling across the screen right now, right there, right here. Should I always have an umbrella to gesture wildly with? I don't think so.
Okay. My arms will fall off.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to our YouTube members. And just remember that whatever you drive, whether it is a tiny Fiat 500e or something else, enjoy the ride. Bye.